Welcome back to the Rebel Movement podcast. Today you're with all four of us. We've Charlotte, Tiara, Haley, and myself, Grania. We've all come together because we're excited to tell you about some of the stuff that we've got in the works for the Rebel Movement membership, specifically if it's a thing that you are ready to make more money and more memories. I'm going to credit Charlotte with that beautiful phrase this summer. And we're going to talk about evergreening your business this summer, evergreening your summer, starting off with what's going on in May. So in May, in the membership, we are talking about pitching and PR. And this is specifically to help you to get off the income roller coaster, that feast and famine cycle of feeling like you constantly have to be on and hustling in your business to make money. We are not about that this summer. So you're with me. If you're in the membership, you are with me this month. If you're not in the membership, get your ass in there because this month is going to be amazing. And this entire block that we're planning is going to be amazing. So in May, we are diving into how you can take control of your visibility in a way that aligns with your personality, with your vision for your business, that allows you to step into being the go-to in your niche, but also to align what you're doing from a visibility standpoint with the goals that you have around the money that you want to make and the time freedom that you want to create in your business. So we're talking about opportunities like guesting on podcasts, like being featured in the media. And we've got some people getting some great results already this month, including our Haley. So yeah, it's a really exciting area to dive into. We're talking about guest speaking at events. We're talking about SEO. We're talking about things that actually help you to make money on repeat without having to show up in live energy. And we're also finishing off this month with an embodiment session, with a breathwork session, because we're not just about strategy in the Rebel Movement membership. We're about combining strategy and energetics, combining mindset and alignment and bringing it all together so that you can build your business your way. And the queen of energetics work is coming in June. It's our Charlotte. So in June, Charlotte, what is happening in the Rebel Movement membership?
We're going to talk about feminine rising. We're going to talk about feminine energetics. I truly believe, we believe in the Rebel Movement that in order to have a successful business and a successful evergreen system, sales system in place, you need both. You need a strong strategy, something that really aligns with your values, that aligns with the lifestyle that you want to live. And you need to have your energetics and your mindset in place. So we're going to start off with a feminine embodiment practice because we believe when you get yourself in a beautiful state, you can overcome anything. We're going to talk about how to manage the void. If you're building an evergreen sales system, it takes a little bit of time to implement the system. It takes some trial and error. It takes some refinement. In order to keep going in your business, you need to stay in a beautiful state, right? You need to manage your emotions. You need to know about your physical state, your body. And when you practice feminine embodiment, you really release all the tension in your body, the fears, the obstacles, all the things that you feel like are in the way of you building a successful evergreen sales strategy. We're going to release all the stuff through the body and come in a beautiful state so you can overcome anything in your business. Like there's statistics shown that about 96% of people have a really hard time building their business successfully. There's 4 to 5% who building a successful business, actually, they make it financially. But of those 4 to 5%, there's a small percentage of those people who are not only financially successful, but they're actually happy. They're feeling fulfilled as well. And this is really the ultimate goal inside the Rebel Movement membership, is help those people not only stay and build this business that they know they're meant to build, but really build it in a beautiful state. Stay happy. Yes, feel your emotion. Yes, feel anger, feel the frustration, because being in business, it comes with obstacles. There's no way around it. But if you're in a community like this, if you are surrounded by a community that holds you accountable, and if you learn how to manage your emotions and let things go through your body and celebrate, stay in this beautiful state, really celebrate your celebrations, all the things that are going for you, your evergreen sales system will succeed. There's no way it won't. So in order for it to succeed, you need to have a strategy in place and the energetics in place. And we're actually going to show you different strategies inside the movement, inside the membership over the next 4 months, because all of us actually is really interesting. Grania, Haley, Tiara, myself, we all have different strategies in place and they all get to work, which is beautiful, right? They all get to work. You need to find a strategy that really aligns with your values. And Haley's going to teach us how to create a masterclass that works for you while you're not working, an automated system to bring in consistent leads, to bring in consistent income. So Haley, why don't you share a little bit more? What is happening inside the membership in July?
Yes, and I'm so excited for this because masterclasses, they're so powerful. I think that a lot of people think when they automate a masterclass, it goes to keeping the recording of Zoom, sticking it on a web page, and then just leaving the link in bio and hoping for the best. And really, what I want to teach in the membership in July is going to be how to create a masterclass and how to create a really strong belief shifting pitch that can generate, whether it's clients that you're looking to generate, whether it's passive income you're looking to generate, whether it's course sales, whether it's membership enrollments, it can generate your objective regardless of what you're selling, right? So I'm going to be basically sharing everything I know from the past 3 years of consulting on masterclasses and really just knowing a simple funnel to help nurture someone and take them from not knowing you whatsoever. So it could be from an ad, completely didn't know you existed before they stumbled upon you, to someone that might be in a warm audience, but essentially is on the verge of buying from you, but just needs that little bit extra to take them over. So really just being able to identify what the balancing point for converting both sets of audiences are, and not just leaving them to watch the masterclass and not knowing if they've watched it, not knowing if the pitch has been accepted, and how to utilize data to really amplify that trajectory of evergreen systems. So like I said, whether it's a high ticket group coaching container, whether it's a passive course, whether it's a membership, we're really going to focus on creating these evergreen systems in your business so that you can just switch off, like Granny said, from social media if you want to through the summer, right? If you want to go on holiday, if you want to go on vacation for a month, you're able to do that and still see sales come into your business and still see leads drop into your applications, right? And that's what is really the definition of a freedom-based business for me, something that works without you. Essentially, that business works without you and is able to maintain, and you don't have that guilt of losing momentum if you take that time away from the business. So that's the strategy that I'm going to be bringing to the table. Like I said, I'm an absolute data nerd, so I've got so many like key metrics and things and shifts that you can make to really help amplify that, but in a very simple, anti-overwhelm way, because that's what we like to do in the Rebel Movement membership. It really is such mastermind value in there, but in a very, very simple way. So I'm super excited for that, as always. And continuing after me, we're going back to energetics because like we say, the balance is really key, the duality is really key, and being able to implement that strategy and not be overwhelmed by the next strategy and the next strategy and the next strategy that may not feel like aligned to you, or may feel like you're on that hamster wheel, never getting off. We want to be able to have time to implement that. We want to be able to go back to any limiting beliefs that will come up, any mindset blocks, because a lot of my clients that I work one-on-one with, that's their biggest thing with evergreen systems, is they don't feel that they can break out of that feast and famine cycle, right? They don't feel like they can hold on to that kind of like growth month in, month out without having to show up, without having to do more. So Tiara is going to be tackling that in August for us, and she's going to be talking so much about money mindset and really creating wealth generation. So really looking at that evergreen, that green money, that money mindset. And it's probably going to be after my month, obviously, because I'm a nerd. It's probably the month that I'm looking forward to the most. So Tiara, do you want to tell me a little bit about that as well?
Yes. So, back to what you said, evergreen, like talking about the green and evergreen, and really understanding in August, we're going to be looking at the identity work to become the most prosperous version of yourself. But I feel like we have all, as rebels in our industry, we've all heard that, right? But what does that even really freaking mean? Do you have to align? What does that mean? What does that mean in my day to day? You have to match the vibration in a certain frequency. What does that mean for my pocket? What does that mean for my daily actions? What is the mindset? What happens when my 3D doesn't match what I'm desiring? What happens when after I pay out, my VAs and take care of all of my overhead for my business, I feel broke, but yet and still I'm supposed to show up as my most prosperous version. What does that look like? How do I get into that mental capacity to stay in that energy of, I know that the momentum is building. I know that I'm on the right path. There's no way that I can't succeed because I am finding the path that aligns with me, right? So really looking at that from an internal standpoint. And then we're also going to be touching on human design and specifically around our G center, because that holds our self-worth, that holds our self-value, and really understanding those blocks we have to receiving. Because how many of us say, I want to make money while I sleep, but do you really? And have you really opened yourself up to receive that money in? Or do you have some blocks that are still in the picture, some of which you may not even be aware of, that are hindering that money flow? And really, we want money overflow. We don't just want money flow. We want money overflow. And let me add on top of that, we want money overflow with ease. So how can I have that while I'm sleeping, right? How can I have that while my business is in this evergreen mode this summer or at any point of the year? Because once you learn these strategies that we'll be teaching during the summer, upcoming in the membership, you'll be able to implement it at any time. Case in point, I like to take a month off in December, right? And I like to take a month off during the summer. So I know that once I can really tap into what I'm going to learn from the other three ladies, I'll be able to do that without the guilt and understanding that the money overflow will continue to come because, we talked about the we're on this anti-algorithm, but let's also talk about becoming an anti-hustle millionaire or whatever, financial figure is what you are striving for, but let's do that in an anti-hustle form and really allow ourselves up to receive money in that way by doing it in the most easiest possible way, that we can think of, while feeling like we're really making a difference in our business to those that we serve through the products or services that we have. So I'm excited. I always say I'm my biggest client, and these are not only practices that I put into place for myself that have worked and allowed me to build a six-figure business in just a little bit over a year, but also with clients that I've worked with. And so it's like really getting into that mental space to know that prosperity is our birthright. But what does that look like for us on a day-to-day basis? So that's what we're going to dive into. I hope you join us.
Yeah, I hope that gave you a good overview of what's coming up. I mean, we could talk about this for hours because it's something that we're all so passionate about, but as the ladies were saying, in different areas, like we all have this different focus and this different angle and approach that we take to the idea of what evergreen means. And really, as Tiara was saying, like it is about that redefining what alignment means. Like it's not about evergreen as in, okay, I have to make my 6 figures or my 7 figures. It's what it means for you. So whether it's that, I want to feel financially secure and feel like I can take time off whenever I want, or whether it's feeling like I don't have to show up live all the time and be, falling into these traps of trying to please algorithms, that you find what works for you in your business. I mean, it's the ethos of the Rebel movement in general. It's you find what works for your business, for your style, for what you want for your life. And we're going to help you to do that over the summer months, over this block of 4 months, where we're each touching on these different avenues and areas related to evergreen growth in your business. So if this is speaking to you, if you're like, yes, anything that any of us has said, come and join us for this 4-month block. You'll find in our show notes a really special incentive for you as a podcast listener to come and join us for just $1 to try it out for yourself. See what the Rebel Movement is all about. See what it feels like to be part of this community that are going against the status quo and figuring out how to build a business on their own terms in a way that lights them up and gets them the results that they want. Ladies, anything else you want to add before we wrap up this episode? I love when we all come together and it just gets into this flow state. It's amazing.
I just want to add, like, why not me? Like, I want you to think when you hear us and you know, if anything pops in your mind of like, I would love to feel, be in my energetics, my feminine embodiment. I would love to have passive income. I would love to be able to build a visibility strategy that feels good. And you think, yeah, but not for me. Why not me? Like, let that be your mantra. Why not me?
Yeah. And why not now? Right? Like, why not me and why not now?
Yes.
Because you can have it now. It doesn't take, like a year to get together. It's not I'm not ready for this just yet. Like energetically, yeah, maybe you don't feel you are. Sometimes I don't feel I am, and I've been doing this, nearly 4 years. That's when I go into Charlotte's modules, right? And reconnect with that and reconnect with my mission and reconnect with that energetics piece. So yeah, why not me and why not now?
Yes.
Yes.